What's up everybody? Today I'm making this video because I just saw this mind-blowing video of the so-called intellectual Konstantin Kisin and his other friend from Trigonometry. They're making this video talking about the reason why right now, everybody have seen this video of Kensington, Kensington, Philadelphia, all the junkies in the street, the needles, the poverty, just people just looking like zombies in the streets, or even like Las Vegas, people living in sewers, all this, the generation of Americans, like people committing suicide, all that stuff, because it's too much fucking freedom. So these brainiacs, man, they have come up. I mean, this is the guy that criticizes Marx all the time. So they have come up with a brilliant deduction that poverty is due because of too much freedom. What the fuck, bro? So anyway, without further ado, let's check out what this English. Actually, it's not English. Is this Russian pompous in England, living in England, denigrating poor people and saying the reason why this is it's not because of lack of education, lack of this, or pull yourself up. It's not even the old right-wing talking points. Too much freedom. I never heard this one before. Oh boy, man, fuck me. Anyway, let's check it out.
That no one wants to say as part of that conversation that I feel needs to be said, which is, it's not true that everyone knows how best to run their life. What is true is that it's preferable to behave as if that's true and to bear the consequences of your own bad decisions yourself. But we don't seem to ever air that part of it. We don't ever say, you messed up and now you're in debt and now you got to pay it off. Right? You messed up and you did this and now you got to take responsibility. And if we're not willing to say that, nothing else works. This whole thing breaks down.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think most people know what's best for them.
So you hear that from the get-go. It's like saying he's blaming it all on the onus on the people. So you're on the streets because of yourself. The economy is is in tatters. Inflation is up, all because of you. You're at fault. Poor people, you're at fault. It's not because the government sent all the manufacturing jobs to China, etc., and a lot of suicides of white men and etc. in in the Midwest United States or Southern Europe, and not even just we're not even talking about minorities. We're just white people, the committing suicide because their manufacturing jobs went to China, etc. No, that's not because of the government or etc. No, it's your fault. You messed up. What else? Learn how to code. Learn to code. That's basically what he's fucking saying, man. You messed up. It's your fault that you took you learned how to carpenting instead of learn how to coding, or to learn how to become a truck driver instead of coding, or other nonsense. It's your fault. What else? It's your fault. It's all the people's fault. The economy, inflation, poverty, all of it is your fault. It's not because of greedy corporations, stagnant wages, radical individualism, and we're in a system where all the wealth is concentrated on the few higher ups, and everybody else at crumbs. It's your fault. It's not the fault that housing has, I don't know how it's quadrupled in the past decade. Actually, probably even skyrocketed, but yeah, I don't know exactly the numbers on it, but it's skyrocketed, and it's unaffordable, unlike the previous generations of Americans. No, that's not it at all. The problem is you, because you had too much freedom, you partied a lot, and etc. It's not like people in the 70s and 60s partied and were able to afford stuff, but no, your fault. Same thing with you, also Ukrainians and Russians in the 90s. Your fault. That's why you were poor, because it's not only your fault, it's also because you had too much fucking freedom. That's why. You know, it's not the government's fault at all. It's not the government's managing the economies of communism economy. No, it's your fault. Same thing with you Africans too. You have too much freedom. That's it. You know. Anyway, let's continue on.
We just push back on that. So we spend a lot of time in America and we love America. But if you go to San Francisco or any city in the United States, you see homeless people wandering around, drug addicted, clearly incapable of functioning on any level whatsoever. The argument is, well, it's cruel to keep these people in, mental hospitals or drug counseling. They should be free to live their lives. That doesn't really work.
Again, who the fuck is arguing? Like, don't put them in rehab. Don't mental health. They don't need mental health care because they should be this is freedom. They should be able to live freely their lives. Who the fuck is saying? Who on the left is saying this shit, man? Who in any position is saying this fucking shit? Like, oh, this is freedom. What the fuck, man? No, this is poverty. This is sickness. This is not freedom, man. This is freedom. This is what the forefathers of America fought for. This is what George Washington fought for. Like, this is freedom. Really? First of all, in America, to have freedom, you need money. All right, these people don't have fucking money, so you would know that. So, like, if it was a drug addict from Beverly Hills, you would have the fucking money to go into fucking rehab or to get the mental health care he needs. I'm pretty sure, drug addiction is devastating, whether you are rich or poor. But I'm pretty sure if you're rich, you get the help you need. All right. Fuck me, man. Is this what? Land of the free home, land of the free home of the brave, man. Yeah, it's just So this is what George Washington fought for, freedom. This is what freedom means. This is why people you're living in the ghettos because they want their freedom. Oh my God, man. This is why we ride buses. We don't have because we freely choose not to have a car, and we freely choose not to have a home too. What the fuck, bro? If I had the freedom to choose, alright, I'm pretty sure if motherfuckers in the street had the freedom to choose, alright, had the money to choose actually, because money is everything. It's not even a free country, it's a capitalist country, but anyway. But if you had the freedom to choose, you would choose to live in a fucking house with running hot water. If they had the freedom of choice, but they don't though. Fucking asshole, man. Anyway, let's keep moving
on a purely practical level, because what it leads to is San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that isn't good for anybody.
Yeah.
Freedom leads to whatever.
Or San Francisco, as our mutual friend Michael Schellenberger calls it. I don't disagree. I think there is a point at which the defense of freedom becomes something else. It becomes the defense of self-destruction. It's we have to be very careful in working out where that line is. But you see it. I've seen it in San Francisco. I've seen it in Los Angeles. Last time I was in Los Angeles, I was horrified.
Mate, it's every big city in America, including in red states, by the way.
Unbelievable.
I was in Salt Lake City a few weeks ago. There's just people wandering around, harassing people, sitting outdoors, just mentally ill people.
Again, I do agree that too much freedom can lead to chaos, anarchy, that's what we call it. But this is not what you call it. America is not at fault with too much freedom. We have more incarcerated people than China. So freedom, I hope we ease up on that shit. Actually, we shouldn't even use that fucking shit. Actually, we should remove land of freedom and then from the land of the free. We should leave out the national anthem. Secondly, this is not about fucking freedom, man. Mental illness, people don't freely choose to be mentally ill or drug addicted or this and that and that, or to live in the streets. What the fuck are you guys on about, man? Fucking shit, man. The reason, Congo has poverty is not because decades long of warfare, dictatorship, with what's his name, Mobutu Sese Seko and etc. No, it's because of freedom. Who the anyway, man, this is unbelievable.
And they're not, that's not freedom.
No.
That's not freedom.
I agree. And I was really shocked the last time I was in LA.
Exactly. All this happened because of the generation of the system. This is on purpose this is fucking happening, because the government did this, like the system fucked over the working class, the system fucked over the regular people. This is why this is happening. It's not because people they had too much freedom and they chose to become the degenerates, sick fucks. I mean, like, sorry, I don't want to say, but like, you know, we don't talk about sick people, mentally ill, drug addicted, and etc. What's that, like, what do you call it, red-stated guy, Oliver, fuck, god damn it, you know, Rich, I don't know, like, there's Richmond, north of Richmond guy, Oliver Twist. You know that guy, yeah, what would he say about this fucking movie, this fucking idiots, man, fucking pompous Russian assholes living in... Anyway.
You know, we have homeless problems in London and we have poverty problems in London, but LA is off the scale. You know, there are tents on the streets and people living on the streets.
You don't even know if some of them are alive or not. You're literally walking past people who could be dead.
It's third world conditions. It's really shocking that
you
that could
say
exist.
that. I live.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what we should do because of this? You know, we should do just like Chinese or other government. Actually, we should actually kill the poor people, because too much freedom, and we should just all arrest them. You know, more people in prisons. You know, and just put a bullet in them. Too much freedom. Yeah, exactly. Even yeah, like we shouldn't even let them allow to, what do you call it? Give them the freedom to live. Actually, this is what these people are asking for. Like, you know, they see these poor people, like, you know, in the streets, like, you know. What they call drug addicted, in inhumane conditions, and their proposal is these people have too much freedom. The government should step in and do something about it, and not the government should step in, like, you know, help these people. The government should step in and, I don't know, beat the shit out of them. Probably that's what they're fucking like you know, beat the shit out of them. I don't know, like dump them in the jungle or incarcerate them. Too much freedom, man. You have the freedom to live, so that's too much. Freedom to exist. Actually, I don't even think God called this life, but anyway, freedom. You have the freedom to exist, so, and that's too much for these assholes.
Lived in the third world. This does not happen.
Right.
This doesn't
Okay,
happen in Russia, in Ukraine, in Armenia, in Uzbekistan.
Right.
I have never seen anything like this in the third world.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, exactly, and you see this in capitalist countries. This is what fucking freedom means, eh? Fuck you. This is what fucking capitalism does. All right, like, you know, for the wealthy up top, for the people that get it, good for you. For everybody else, go fuck yourself. This is it. All right. Anyway, man. And I don't even want to fucking finish this shit, man. But you know what I'm fucking saying, man. This guy's an asshole.
Horrendous. There's no question.
No need to hear more about it from these cocksuckers. Anyway, man. Look, I'm just so fucking angry. Good night.